Let's talk Skeleton Crew. So, Ahsoka is officially over, and it is time for us as Star Wars fans to move to the next project, and that next project is Skeleton Crew. Now, you've probably heard a lot of Star Wars content creators talk about Skeleton Crew, and you may be asking yourself, what even is Skeleton Crew? So I'm hoping this video maybe fills in some of those blanks for you. So Skeleton Crew has been billed as this coming of age, Stranger Things, Goonies type story that is going to take place within this Mandalorian Star Wars timeline. The cast will include Jude Law as the main character, and then 4 kids that are going to be running around with him, essentially. Jude Law is going to be force sensitive, and I really get these Stranger Things type vibes from this show. There has been a copyright filing that came out earlier in October that has given us a little bit more info about what this show is actually going to be about. So, word for word from this leaked copyright filing is that in the first episode, we are introduced to 4 kids who make a mysterious discovery on their seemingly safe home planet and get lost in a strange and dangerous galaxy. Finding their way home, meeting unlikely allies and enemies will be a greater adventure than they ever imagined. To me, the first thing I get when I read this is that there is going to be some Ahsoka tie-in. They are on a seemingly safe home planet but find themselves in a different galaxy. Well, our heroes in Ahsoka also found themselves stranded on a different galaxy and need a way home. So I believe we're going to see these Skeleton Crew cast members, Jude Law and these kids, end up on Peridea. I'm sure they are going to encounter Ahsoka and Sabine. I believe they probably will also encounter Shin. Maybe that's the danger that they find. It seems like that would make sense in this Star Wars timeline. It's going to be interesting to see how they actually get to this galaxy, though. Saying that they find a mysterious discovery on their home planet, I feel like there's only a couple ways they could get there through a mysterious discovery, whether it be a map or the world between worlds. I don't think a Purgil would be the mysterious discovery, so I doubt they ride like Ahsoka did inside a Purgil to Peridea. But something's going to happen. They're going to end up in another galaxy, and I really doubt that we're introducing a third galaxy to Star Wars canon. I think that's a lot. So I think there could be some Ahsoka tie-ins here that is going to bridge all of this big story together and get Ahsoka and Sabine back to the galaxy while we meet these cool new characters. Now, there was a trailer for this show shown at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year. In that trailer, we see the main characters. We see Jude Law is force sensitive, but we also see that pirate guy from Mandalorian. Not the main pirate with the grassy beard, but the one that kind of does all the instigating on Navarro to Mando and Grief Karga, Chief Magistrate Grief Karga. So I don't know how he plays into all of this story. Maybe he's chasing them and that's how they end up on this galaxy. I have no clue. There is a lot of mystery to this, which is fine. We don't need to know everything before it comes out. But it does seem odd that things will tie together with Ahsoka, but also the Mandalorian pirates are going to be there. I don't know. I didn't care for the pirate storyline in Mando, but maybe it makes more sense here. I'm excited to see how they work all that together, to say the least. And then the thing that you're probably really wondering about is, when is this going to come out? So I want to say originally it was slated for a winter 2023, but that certainly is not going to happen with the writer strikes and just the history of Star Wars delaying projects. If Star Wars ever gives you a date for when a project is going to come out, just add a few months to it. That's a good rule of thumb. So right now, that copyright that I read earlier does have a January 2024 release date. Again, we'll see once January gets here. I wouldn't be shocked if it is later in the spring, maybe February or March. But at the same time, maybe they'll have it already for January. They had a trailer ready last spring in 2023, so who knows? We'll see. Hoping for January, though. So drop in the comments what you're excited about with Skeleton Crew. If you were actually at Celebration and saw the trailer, maybe leave something in the comments about that trailer. If you're interested in more Star Wars content, you should probably watch one of these 2 videos next.